In the last couple years, a new craze has taken over the Pokemon community: shiny hunting. The practice of looking for alternately colored Pokemon. And with all this hype, some of you may be wondering, are there any stupidly hard shiny hunts for me to take on? Well, do I have news for you. Here are the top 3 hardest shiny hunts of all time. At number 3, we have the elusive Honeytree Munchlax from Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. In these games, there's 21 Honeytrees, but out of those 21, only 4 can have Munchlax. And you'd think it'd be easy to find these trees, right? Wrong. At these trees, there's only a 1% chance to find Munchlax, and not to mention, you can only get an encounter every 6 hours. Unless you're setting an alarm every time you slather a Honeytree, you are not getting 4 encounters off of every tree each day. And even if you are, that's a max of 16 encounters a day. And with Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum's base odds of 1 in 8,192, it'll take you 512 days to even hit base odds. Now, let's do some math. The odds of slathering honey on a Munchlax tree is 19%, and the odd that you get a Munchlax from that tree is 1%. Put those odds together, and getting a Munchlax from any tree is 0.19%. Now, getting into the nitty-gritty, the odds of encountering a shiny is 1 in 8,192, or 0.012%. Put those odds together with the chance of encountering a Munchlax from any honey tree is 0.000023%, which equals 1 in 43,478. Odds are you'll never get that one, just like number 2, Shiny Manaphy, also from Diamond and Pearl. Now, if you decide to do this fully legitimately, not only will it take countless hours, but also a crazy amount of money. To get the Manaphy egg, you'll have to find an uncompleted copy of Pokemon Ranger. Then you'll have to complete the whole game in order to unlock the egg. Then you have to transfer the egg over to a copy of Diamond or Pearl, but on this copy, it's shiny locked. So if you want to be able to see if it's shiny, you have to transfer over to another copy of Diamond or Pearl on a separate DS. This is where you can hatch it and finally see if it's shiny. Now, honestly, this doesn't seem that bad, does it? That's until you find out that there's only one Manaphy egg on each Pokemon Ranger cartridge, meaning that for each encounter, you need to buy a new copy of Pokemon Ranger, costing about $11 USD. And now that you spent your $11, you also have to spend 11 extra hours to complete the main storyline and get your egg. In other words, each encounter costs $11 and 11 hours. So, reaching base odds being completely legit will cost you $90,112 and over 10 years of Pokemon Ranger gameplay. Of course, there are plenty of more efficient ways to complete this hunt, but this is the intended way, believe it or not. Unless you're rich and have all the time in the world, you're probably not getting Shiny Manaphy in Gen 4. Just like number 1, Shiny Jirachi on Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. First up, in order to complete this hunt, you'll need a GameCube, a Game Boy Advance, a link cable, a Jirachi bonus disc for your GameCube, and either a copy of Ruby or Sapphire, which according to what I saw on eBay can cost upwards of $1,085. If these are wrong, please don't be mad at me. I just found them on eBay and just kind of based them off that, so please don't be mad at me. Anyways, back to shiny hunting, because apparently that's what I do here. Anyways, I'm going to explain the original way to hunt Jirachi because there are way too many other ways. They're more efficient, but they're way too complicated for me and my tiny peanut brain, so I'm gonna explain the most easiest one for you guys, at least for me. Sorry for the interruption. We're gonna get right back into it, I promise. To start the hunt, get to where you get your Pokedex and your copy of Ruby or Sapphire and save the game. Then turn off your Game Boy Advance and connect the link cable between your GameCube and your Game Boy. Now accept your Jirachi on the GameCube and wait for the cutscene to play on your Game Boy. Then load up your copy of Ruby or Sapphire. Check for shiny Jirachi in your party. If it's not shiny, delete your save and play the new save until you get your Pokedex again. Now you can do it all over again. I really enjoyed making this video for you guys, so if you enjoyed, please subscribe. It lets me know that you guys want to see more, and also if you want to see more things like this and I don't have anything else posted, check out my shorts. I've made a crap load and I think they're pretty good. So see you guys next one. Bye.